Hey again, we're shopping for a brand new RV. No, not really. But I've had a lot of people ask me, now that you got that fifth wheel and you had all those travel trailers, which one do you like the best, Pat? Well, they've both goods and they got both bads. So this video, we're gonna take a look at the travel trailer versus the fifth wheel. Now they both got pros and cons. We'll take a look at both of them. Well, hello again, my name's Pat. And we're making RV memories and we're off like a herd of turtles here. We're gonna have some fun in this one. Let's compare some of the goods and some of the bads of the travel trailer and the fifth wheel. Here we go. Now, taking a look at both of them, really nothing wrong with either one of them. There's no pros, no cons, but I'll give you the advantages of both, and they both do have advantages over each other. Let's take a look.
What I like about the travel trailer is they got a lot of different layouts. They're short, they're long, they're single axle, they're dual axle. Oh, you can get a travel trailer in a lot of different configurations, which makes them handy if you got a family or just two of you. Versus the fifth wheel. Oh boy, they are huge. Tons of room inside of them. You can get those in a lot of different lengths, from probably 35 up to 44 feet long. Oh, the fifth wheel, that's a lot of room in those boogers. I've been travel trailering since I was 12. Here's one similar to what my dad bought back when I was just a wee little one. It was a little 17-footer, and boy, after tent camping when I was a kid, that seemed huge, but it was a lot of fun. We loved that Avalon when I was a kid. And then when I got out of home, and here was my first one as an adult, a little 13-footer. So yeah, you can make a travel trailer do anything in any length of size. I'll show you some of the travel trailers that Glenna and I've had. This is a 30-footer, so with 30 feet, it had one little small slide out, which this is an early one. Some of the newer ones have two and some three slide outs on travel trailers, so they're catching up. A little bit of storage in the front, which if you're using it on vacation, a little bit of storage is really all you need on them. Spare tire mounted on the back, so it's not in the way. This is the big Sprinter that we had for a while. It had the same small little storage bin up in the front, but a lot more storage cabinets in the travel trailer. So not a bad setup for a travel trailer if you're going to use one.
Biggest advantage to the travel trailer is, of course, it takes a smaller truck. You can pull it with a half-ton truck pretty easy. And some of the campgrounds have smaller campsites. So some of the smaller pull trailers, easier to get a camp spot. So that's another big advantage to having 28 to 30 foot travel trailer versus a 40 foot fifth wheel.
Now this little 27-footer we had, and I really think anywhere from a 28 to a 32-foot camper is perfect the size for most campsites at just about anywhere you want to go. This little 27 we had and the big Sprinter we had, never had a problem really getting it in. It was easy to hook up, so it was the perfect setup. I did move up to a 3/4 ton truck because you see there we wanted to take our golf cart with us. So put the golf cart right in the back of the truck, hook up to the old Hillbilly Hilton, and off we went there. That was the perfect setup for us. So the travel trailer really worked out well for us there. Oh, that's old Whitey Ford. That's my F-350 1-ton truck, and it does have dual wheels on the rear. I wanted the dual rear wheels so I could get the stability side to side. You can pull a big fifth wheel. Oh, that's a big one, isn't it? You can pull a fifth wheel with a single axle. I've seen guys pull them with a single axle 3/4 ton, 2500, or a single axle 1 ton. So you can get by with pretty much. You just want to make sure the pin weight on the front of the fifth wheel is comparable to what the truck can handle. But I just wanted. Here's the tongue on a travel trailer. This is how they hook up to the truck. You'll see the tongue of the travel trailer. The ball hitch slides right up into the front of that tongue, and it's not hard to hook up. You can back right up to it and drop it down, and it locks right onto the ball of the hitch head. You can see there. The hitch head slides right up into the receiver on the back of the truck. You've got your equalizer bars, your safety chains, and boom, down the road you go, and you're ready. It's pretty easy to hook up. Sometimes you can do it by yourself, but it sure is easier to have somebody help guide you back. I didn't like leaving that big hitch head on the back of the truck, so I took a sleeve and put it on the front of my travel trailer, and I could slide my hitch head out and put it right on the tongue of the trailer, so I didn't bang my leg on the hitch head stuck in the truck all during my vacation. Here's the fifth wheel hitch on the front of my fifth wheel. You can see it does have a shock absorber and an airbag. This is the fifth wheel hitch. And right up under it, that's the fifth wheel. That's the pin. That's what they call the fifth wheel. And I'll show you how that goes right up into the hitch for the fifth wheel that mounts right into the bed of the truck. That fifth wheel pin, I like to keep it greased up. so it's not into a dry hitch head when you put it into the back of the truck. The hitch head right there, if everybody ever asks you what your pin weight is, that's the weight of that pin, how much weight it's going to put in the back of the truck. Now this is the actual fifth wheel hitch, and this goes right into the back of the truck. It'll mount right over top of the axle of the truck, so all the weight drops right straight down. That pin that I explained to you earlier, that pin that you see all greased up, will go right down into that claw inside that fifth wheel hitch. And when it goes up and locks, and I'll slide the handle back, put the locking pin in that handle, and that little booger is going to follow you everywhere. The only bad thing about the fifth wheel hitch, it ties up the whole back of your truck. So you're really cut down on how much you can haul. But you can see that fifth wheel, the pin and the hitch, everything fits right over the center of the back of the truck, versus the travel trailer. It's got everything bolted right to the hitch, and that rides right on the frame of the truck. Here's what I call the receiver. This is the receiver that's welded to the frame of your truck. They come in a class 3 that'll hold around 500 pound tongue weight, and a class 5, which is this one, it'll hold around 1,200 pounds of tongue weight. So that's what they call the receiver hitch. Stabilizers and jacks for your campers on a travel trailer. Remember, you've only got stabilizer jacks. You don't have leveling jacks. So you level up your travel trailer, and these stabilizer jacks come down and just sort of stabilize the camper to keep it from rocking when you walk through it. They're not made to actually level your camper. Versus the fifth wheel, there's the hydraulic jacks that'll drop down, and they are strong. You want to get the RV, the fifth wheel, fairly close to level. You don't want to be raising the wheels off the ground, but when you hit those hydraulic jacks, they'll drop down, and you'll see I like putting a pad under mine to keep them right off of the direct ground. But when you hit the button right there, and you'll see it says auto level, boom, it'll level it within 1/4 of an inch. So when you walk in, you pretty much got a level fifth wheel. Now, talking about storage, here's the storage we had on our travel trailer, and most all travel trailers. Here's one just on the lot, and you can see that's just enough. If you're going to full-time in a travel trailer, you're going to live light. But most travel trailers are going to be a vacation piece, so you're just going to be getting a few tools and some lawn chairs and whatever else you're going to put up in there. It is a fairly small little storage cupboard, but most of the travel trailers are the same. Here's one I found that was pretty slick. They had actually put a sliding tray. I've actually got a slide tray in my fifth wheel, but here's one from the factory with a slide tray in a travel trailer, and that's an awesome idea there. You don't have to crawl up in there to get anything. When you pull the tray out, everything you're looking for is coming to you. So that's a really good idea for a travel trailer to help out the storage. On the other hand, here's storage in a fifth wheel, and they are big. Look at that. Well, you could, and I'll show you in my second video I made. I told the video about how you can get up inside that fifth wheel storage area and how big it is and how much you can take. Well, take a look. Here's a clip from my very second video. Hey, welcome. This is Making RV Memories. My name's Pat. And today we're making RV memories in the storage basement of my new fifth wheel. It is huge. It's big enough I'm sitting in it here, and I'm a pretty good sized guy here. Hey, if you got one of those RV storage pass-throughs, I know how small they are. I had several of them. You can barely get your shoulders through the door. Some of the things you probably got packed in the middle of it, you may not even see till you unpack the whole thing. Yeah, if you haven't got to see that whole video, run back there and take a look at it. It was my very second one we put out. At the storage in a fifth wheel, you can see what I've got packed in mine. I've got everything in there but the kitchen sink. But going full-time, even vacation, and you can see there's my slide-out tray I was telling you about. You never really know what you're going to need when you're full-timing. So that is my utility building, my garage. That's everything I needed. When I had my travel trailer, before they made those fancy slide-outs, I had me a little storage tray bottom that I put in there, and I just kept a few things, and I'd pull that out when I needed to. The fifth wheel also has a front storage. Now mine, I've put a generator in, but I still got storage up in the front. So you get two sections in the fifth wheel. The fifth wheel is just made for a lot of storage. It's got a lot of room in it, but they are bigger. There's mine. You can see all my junk in there. But I did order mine with a generator in case we happen to be out in the booger woods somewhere and I need to get some electricity. I can get powered up and off we go. So as you see, we had several travel trailers. Not a thing wrong with them. Had our fifth wheel now for a couple of years. It's all according to what you're going to do with it. Nothing bad about either one of them. They both got their advantages for whatever use you're going to do with them. Most travel trailers are used, I'm going to say, for vacations and, a week or two stays.
A few people will full-time in a travel trailer, but not as many. Travel trailers make up about 60 to 70% of all the RV sales in the country, but boy, the fifth wheels are gaining ground. They're second in sales and gaining fast. They mainly gain fast because they just have a lot more room. A lot of people have said, my gosh, that's a big 40-footer you've got. How do you pull it around? Well, if you see here, when you look out my mirrors, I can't tell you if that's a 20-footer or a 40-footer. When I had my 33-foot Sprinter travel trailer, everybody would say, wow, that's a big travel trailer. But as you see, I can't tell how big it is. It's just a normal pull, a swing wide for turns, and it's easy to back in. So either one you're going to use it for is going to work out great. All through the years, we used ours for vacation. And the storage unit up underneath on the travel trailer, it's small. You can't even hardly get your shoulders in there. And like I say, I did find one that had a slide out tray, and that's really handy. That's the main reason I put a slide out tray in my fifth wheel. Even though the storage, the compartment there is huge, you see me crawling around in there. If you're just going to go on vacation, I mean, really, how much stuff can you really take? That's what's nice about the travel trailer. Even though the storage unit under the travel trailer is small, you're going on vacation. I mean, how much stuff can you take? You're not going to need the biggest part of it, even though some of it's buried in the center and you'll never see it. Can't take everything but the kitchen sink with you. I have found that. I've tried to be like a pack rat here, trying to go full time with the fifth wheel. Had a huge storage compartment. Yep, Pat filled it up. Haven't used probably half of it. So, if you get a bigger spot, you just take more stuff. But it is nice having all that extra room if you did need it. But if you got a fifth wheel and you're vacationing, lawn chairs, you can't take everything and the kitchen sink included. Now you can get by with a travel trailer. You can pull it with a half-ton truck. Just about all of those will have around 600-700 pound tongue weight. So the class 3 hitch on a half-ton truck will do just fine. I went with a 3/4 ton truck when we had that big Sprinter travel trailer, but I wanted to put a golf cart in the back. You can see I just head down the road with my big Sprinter travel trailer and our golf cart in the back when we were snug as bugs. But just typical, you got all the room in the back of the truck. If you're not going to put a golf cart, a half-ton truck will do you a fine job. But with the fifth wheel, you're going to have all that pin weight, and the pin weight is the pin that drops right down in the center of the bed. You'll want a little bit bigger truck. Most guys can get by with a 3/4 ton truck with a fifth wheel. I opted to go with a 1-ton dually. I've seen a lot of guys will do a 1-ton with a single axle. That's fine, or the single rear wheels, but I chose to go with a dually. I wanted a little bit more of the stability, side-to-side stability with the dual tires in the rear. But you can make out with them. Like I say, just remember with the fifth wheel, you lose all that bed space. So then you start cramming everything in the basement of the fifth wheel. But either one, even just as long as you get out and see the country and do some camping, and as we say, make some RV memories. Travel trailers, we loved them. The fifth wheels are great too. So they're all gonna work out fine for you. Again, either camper that you choose is going to be great, as long as you get out and use it and have a blast with it. What I did like about the travel trailer is, of course, they come in a lot of different sizes. You can get them down to a little single axle little travel trailer, some of the little poodle scooters. Some of the teardrops are a little bit too small. The dual axle travel trailers, you can get them all the way up to, well, gosh, like I said, up into the 33, 35, 36 feet long. And they're big ones, but a good average 28 to 33 foot travel trailer is big enough to be perfect wherever you're going to take it. Most state parks you can get a 30 to 31 foot travel trailer into. Some of the regular campsites is easier to get a travel trailer into. So something to look at. It's according to where you're going to camp and how many you got in the family. Maybe you need a bunkhouse to put some of the kiddos in to go camping with. So just something you want to research. Fifth wheels, tons of room in them. A lot of storage. Like I said, they do take up a lot of the bed space in your truck. But inside the fifth wheel, oh gosh, tons of room in there. A lot of storage in the basement. So that's just something you really need to shop around and see what you're going to do with it. If it's going to be a vacation, some weekend long trips, see what you're going to use it for, a fifth wheel or a travel trailer. I like them both, so I don't have any pros or cons. Both of them got a little bit of a drawback, and all of them's got some pluses to them. And while you're researching whichever one you choose, just make sure it's going to fit your budget. The budget for your truck and a budget for your RV. Just remember, the kids and the family's going to grow up so fast, they'll be gone in a heartbeat, just like mine were. Life happens so fast, it is so short. So get out there and, as we say again, making some RV memories and have some fun with it. Hey, we want to thank you for watching the video. We're shooting, like I told you, we're shooting for 300 subscribers. I hope you're on board with us. Just a shade over 250, so we're getting close to our 300 goal. If you're not, click that little subscribe button right there in the corner and you can join our Making RVs family. We'd love to have you in there. Click the little like button right there if you've liked the videos. We would appreciate that. Drop me a comment down below. If you don't have an RV, what you're looking for. If you do have one, tell me what you got and where you like to camp at the best. But leave me a comment. I'll answer every one of them for you. We have enjoyed coming to you with all these videos, and like I say, we're shooting for 300, so help us out there. And as me and Glenna will always tell you, God bless you, everyone.